Hi, my name's Leo and I'm a boat builder and a sailor, and with a lot of help from my friends, I'm on a mission to rebuild and restore the 112-year-old classic sailing yacht Tally-Ho. Now in this video we're going to be laying down the king planks along the centre line of the deck and trimming and fastening for the last time the covering boards around the outside. Now before we can actually trim the covering boards to their final shape, I've got to work out how far they're going to protrude outside of the hull planking. Now we don't have any actual measurements for this from the original drawings, but we do have some old photographs, and so I'm going to mock up a piece of fake covering board and just play with it a little bit and try and work out how far from the planking it should protrude. Now once that's done, it'll be time for me to start working on the king planks. The king planks run up the centre of the deck. Very often there'll just be one king plank running the length of the boat, but Albert Strange drew Tally-Ho with three, one central and one on either side, and so that's the way we're going to be doing it. Now because king planks are usually wider than regular deck strokes, it's very important that they're a very stable timber, because the wider a piece of board is, the more it's going to expand and contract, and the more it expands and contracts, the more likely it is that there's going to be leaks in the deck. So teak, as we know, is very, very stable because it's so oily, so it's a perfect timber for this application. So now I'm about to back out this central king plank, which just means to put a slight concave shape onto the underside of it. to match the convex shape of the top of the deck beams, the camber of the deck. And I'm going to do that just by using a special power plane where I've ground the blades to be a slight convex shape, and then I'll just follow it up with a very rough sandpaper disc on an orbital sander. Now the king planks that I'm making here, they run between the big skylight hatch and the forward companionway, and so they run over the area where the mast is going to protrude through the deck. And that's why there's this big octagonal hole there. The octagonal hole, which runs through the mast partners in the deck structure, continues up through the deck planks, and it's a tapered hole, so it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom, and that's because the mast is going to go through the deck at that point. It's going to be octagonal, but it's going to be smaller than the hole, and then all the way around it's going to have 8 wedges driven in to hold it in place. Those wedges will be adjustable, so when you're setting up the rig, you can change the position, the angle very slightly of the mast using those wedges. Now the king planks are similar in some ways to the covering boards and the deck strakes in that they're 2 inches thick, and they have a caulking bevel on one side. In fact, the center king plank has a caulking bevel on both sides, and that caulking bevel is what allows the seams to be caulked with cotton and then have some sort of sticky goop laid in on top of that, and that's what will seal the deck and make it watertight. Now he has been here for a couple of weeks already, but it's time for you guys to finally meet the new shipwright.
Hi there, my name's Clifton. I was fortunate enough to join the team last week. I'll be picking up where Zia left off with the covering boards. So fitting stanchions, laying out to cut the outboard curve on the covering board, and fastening it down. I've been working on boats for the past 15 years in the Port of Port Townsend and around the Puget Sound, Lake Union Ship Canal. And this is the work I love to do. It's just so rewarding and engaging. Looking forward to laying my hands on lots of parts of Tally-Ho. We will just see where that takes us.
Very good. Alright, so you guys just saw Tally-Ho's neighbour go in the water. That's a boat that's been sharing the shed with us for a while now and has had some really good work done on her, and she looks very good, I think. You may also have noticed that Pancho came for a visit. That's the female macaw who belongs to Raoul and Darlene, who used to host this project in their backyard in Squim. Now, Clifton and Pete have been working hard on the covering boards, and having decided the amount that the covering boards are going to protrude outside the planking, Clifton has sprung a batten to those marks and drawn a fair line. So now he's got to make that very critical cut. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that the line is fair. And I'm sure it is, because I have faith, Clifton.
This is where the grain wants to run every direction right there. So get that a shot.
He's got the motion. Pretty much done. I want to sand the rest, really. Yeah.
We are painting the bottom of the covering boards. I call it back priming. We do it now or it just won't get done, is why we're doing it now.
I'm drilling scarf bolts. So all the scarves in our covering boards get through bolted together. So where the two pieces meet, we're gonna put two 3/8 bolts, pinning the covering board together to kind of make it a one solid piece. So anyway, on the bench top, I drilled my outside side of the scarf here. So this board has its holes drilled into it. So now I just have to drill some pilot holes into this part, stopping before I hit the decking. So if I go too far, I'll put a big 3/8 inch hole into the yellow cedar there. So anyway, yeah.
Cool. How are you going to stop? Just intuition?
Yeah.
You'll feel when the cedar gets
Yeah, instinct. Yeah, it's easy to feel when you go from teak to cedar. So if I dimple the cedar a little bit, it won't be that big of a deal. Really, I just need some bit of 3/8 hole there, so that when it comes off, I can clear it all the way out. So somebody sounds like they're worried I'm gonna draw.
No. Me? Never. This I can go. No, I can go all the way with this one. I don't want to go all the way with that one.
Music at Calimba Studio 03700.
I've been taught not to do that with my hand. I'm gonna get that thing. The old guys get a surgery here. There's some little triangle bone they remove, and then you're set. So saving up for that. We're good. They're all really good species of wood. Teak covering board, yellow cedar decking. If it's well corked and looked after, it could last longer than us.
2 or 3 years out of it at least.
2 or 3.
Here.
Okay, so the covering boards are now fastened to the boat permanently, which is really great news. Now, I have COVID, which is why I'm stuck here at home, which is not such great news. So I'm going to be here for a while longer. I've been trying to do office work and editing, of which I have a lot I need to do, but I'm finding it very hard to concentrate on anything, to be honest, right now. But I am in touch with the guys down at the yard. They've got plenty of work to get on with while I'm stuck here. Pete and Clifton are going to be fairing in the covering boards into the rest of the deck, and then putting a round over on the outboard edge of those. George and Patrick are both going to be doing a little bit of filming while I'm not there. And in fact, hopefully something that they'll be filming today is the little boat that was next to Tally-Ho in the shed for a little while there, and that is Pete's boat. It's a Truant, which is a local design, and that was the first one built here by the Northwest School of Wooden Boat Building, and Pete's done a lot of work on it over the last month or two while I was in England and everyone was away, and he's hopefully going to be launching it today. All right, well, it's been days and days now that I've been stuck at home trying and mostly failing to be productive. There's only so many times you can clean the garage, and I'm really, really sick of staring at a computer monitor and not getting anything done. But anyway, I'm feeling a lot better now. My symptoms have gone pretty much. I had a couple of days of fever and stuff, but it wasn't too bad at all. And feeling much better now, and I'm really keen to get the king planks installed because they're all cut out, they're painted, they're just waiting there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the workshop after hours in the evenings when no one's around, sneak in there and get those fastened down.
I am installing stanchions through the covering board. Long time coming.
What's a stanchion?
A stanchion or stanchion is, we'll say, a quarter frame that holds the bulwark planks and cap rail to the boat. They go below the covering board, fasten into 3 or 4 planks. We'll have 2 planks above deck fastened to them, perhaps an in-whale, and definitely a cap rail. These are critical for that. It gives something, it makes a bulwark. It puts a border on the deck. First, there's a lot of fitting to the hull. Then there was a lot of chiseling out at the top, of course, it's open. You guys are familiar with the caulking bevels at this point in the series, I would imagine. But at the bottom of these sockets, there is a wood-to-wood connection, so the cotton won't go through. Another reason why we left these bare in way of where they go through the covering board, they got left bare so that the TDS, teak deck systems, paying compounds that on top of the cotton will adhere better. Wood-to-wood connection is better there.
I'm going to set this camera up on that Samson post and just let you work towards it. And then it can be a little time lapse of you putting these in as you go.
Cool, time lapse makes me look fast.
Fantastic. Okay.
Well, it's been a really productive few weeks. The deck is looking fantastic, I think. The guys have done a great job getting the coverboards permanently fastened and faired and rounded over and getting the stanchions in. I'm really pleased to have got all the king planks in, and the deck as a whole is looking really good, and it's almost there. We've just got to do the cockpit area, the coamings there, and a little bit of decking inside. And then we've got to do all the hatch sills and margin boards, and then the deck hatches and deck houses, and so on. So actually there's a lot of work left to do just in the deck area, but the deck itself is nearly there, and I'm really, really pleased with how it looks. I think it's coming together really nicely. So big thanks to the team here. Thanks a lot for watching, and a massive, massive thank you to everyone who has donated or otherwise supported this project. It does make a huge difference. It means that we're able to keep doing this work, and it means I'm able to make and edit these videos. So I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.